What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, this is the Nerd Castle, and we are hanging out at Maliyurg for another episode of Mountain Blade Warband. I hope you've been enjoying the gameplay thus far, and allow me to regurgitate forth for you, baby bird, what has been happening in this series. Well, I think the Khergits have finally gotten grumpy with us, and they've decided that they want their stuff back, and they are coming at us rather aggressively. Now, unfortunately for them, there are about 170 of us here at the Nerd Castle who are ready to defend this thing to the death. Also going against them is that we have like sharpshooters, we have huskarls, we have knights, we have men-at-arms. We have a force to be reckoned with right now, which makes me think that no matter what they do, we're probably going to be in a pretty good situation. We've got Fudrime Noyan coming at us, and if all these guys jump in, I don't think they can still take us. I think it'll still be pretty rowdy for them, even if they manage to get all of these troops in position. So let's go into our castle for a moment. We're building a messenger post right now, huh? I wanted to take a look around the hall and see if we can't figure out how to get a steward to show up. Beforehand, I've had it pop up before. Typically, it's a pop-up as part of when you get your first castle or when you get multiple lands. You'll get a pop-up that's like, hey man, this guy with a crazy hat wants to manage your money. Are you okay with that? And in typical Splattercat fashion, I don't think about it too much, and I'm like, yeah, he just looks crazy. He can't possibly be that bad, right? And I give him all my money to keep track of. Unfortunately, we didn't get that pop-up, which makes me wonder. So if you guys know, leave it down in the comments below. I've been Googling it, I looked on the wiki, and everyone seems to agree that the game should have just been like, here's a steward at some point. He might be back in our hometown. I think I might have to talk to the village elder there and do it. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've managed anything. Typically, I just run around and fight battles in this game, if you really want to know. Let's wait here for a moment until they run off, and then what I'd like to do is get rid of some of these forces. Let's see if we can't bait a few of them back. So, Fudrime, Aiden. We do have a lot of enemies here that are fairly well equipped. Not super well equipped. I mean, they've got kind of middle tier units. I think we could take them. Let's jump in. Okay, and we're going to fight them to the end. If we can do this, we're going to knock out 3 enemies simultaneously. It is strange. I guess we made the Khergits really angry at us because we're not even at war with them right now and they're constantly attacking us. We're a little bit of a free agent in that regard. It's 90 versus 121. I'm not tripping about it. Oh, they gave us such a good position too for fighting cavalry armies. I'm really happy with the deployment right now. We only have a -1 battle disadvantage. So let me pull back my archers and I'd like them on top of the hill. I think they're going to charge at us, so let me reorganize everybody right now and make sure that I've got people where I want them. And you know what? Let's just charge for it. I'd like to bust this up. It doesn't look like they have lancers or anything too worrisome. When you really want to bust up a charge is when they have a lot of lancers. That's when I start to get a little bit concerned. My brow becomes furrowed, much like a mole. Not the kind of mole that's like on your forehead though, like the mole that digs in the dirt because they like to furrow through the dirt, I guess. Is that a word? They like to burrow. I think they furrow in some way too. I don't know. I'm not going to question it too much. Let's get into battle here and see what we can accomplish. I'm going to go in with the cavalry up front first. What in the hell is going on over here? Cavalry? Why have you... This guy over here, he's the only one with a brain. And you know what's sad? The stupid cavalry are going to let the one with the brain die. There are a lot of arrows flying around. We've got crossbow bolts coming out of left field, right field, center field, all the fields. Every field everywhere is just pelting us with pointy objects. Makes me a little bit nervous. But that's not going to stop me from getting in here and causing some problems. I'm going to set the infantry loose now that our cavalry has been sort of waylaid. Yeah, I had a feeling that guy was going to try and get me with that Vulge. He was trying to divulge some pain. Ho, that's right. And down he goes, hopefully. And it looks like the infantry battle is not going the way that I'd like it to. We are losing a couple units. But I think if we hang in here, we'll be alright. We were going up against a much larger force. They did have some elite units in there, so to expect this one to come out with no casualties might have been a bit too much to hope for. We are dealing damage, though. I mean, we are hurting people, which is good. I didn't want him to get that chopper all up inside my horse. I want to keep choppers as far out of my horse as possible. Let's rally everybody. Infantry, let's get you back together. I'll handle these last couple elite forces out here that you're battling with. And if I can get them back to like a centralized location, they are going to reinforce really shortly. And when they reinforce, I don't want to lose anything because people are overextended or anything of that nature. I do want them to deploy into this battle in the second wave, much how they deployed into the first. Cavalry, I'd like them to follow me. We're going to go in for a second charge, but I'm going to try and do it from a flanking position. Oh, it looks like all of them have been unhorsed. Well, never mind then. I guess we'll unleash everybody now that they're in a blob. I don't know if we're going to have the opportunity to get reinforced here. We may or may not. I don't think our unit count was sufficient to where this is going to turn into a multi-wave battle for us. The third wave of enemies just deployed. I saw new enemies have arrived there in the combat log, which is bad. That means that this isn't as close to over as I was hoping it would be, and my horse is now down. So let's rejoin our lines. How am I getting out-battled by a forest bandit? This is embarrassing. And help this Huskarl. He's like, I don't need your help. Let me kill him. And the final wave looks to be a large proportion of archers. I'm gonna pull everybody back. I'm gonna tell them to stop fighting with that guy over there because they're exposing their backsides. They're presenting forth the anus to the enemy, and I really don't want their anuses to get punctured right now. I like their anuses just how they are. If I had to render a status on their anal condition, I don't know. God, this is going places that I didn't even want to think about. And you, sir, are an opportunist and a bastard. So I shall slice you. I shall slice you aggressively. And this guy's gonna try and run away. Let me put a couple arrows in him. There it is. And so we have won the battle. That went way better than expected. I haven't seen the butcher's bill yet, but we'll find out. 19 killed, huh? Well, we lost 2 there. We lost 1. Oh, we lost all of our knights. So that's really, really bad. We didn't capture anybody. Oh, we got Noyan. I suppose we can let him go. We need to get ourselves a little bit of honor. I've noticed that our honor has not been so great lately. We've also got some captured enemies. I'm not going to take the archer. I'll take the crossbowman, though. Our inventory is completely and totally full of food and raiding supplies. There's a ragged lamellar, a balanced short sword. None of that is looking... Yeah, it's not all bikini style to me, so I guess I'll just leave it on the ground where it lays. The good thing about this is that we have eliminated a lot of the enemies that were coming at us and trying to cause problems for us. We've got Etrusc Noyan coming back. We could handle him too. Let's go ahead and see if we can't catch him up. He's doing 5, we're doing 5-4. That'll give us a moment or two. Let's do our upgrades as well because we've got a lot of knights to replace. A large proportion of our forces are now kind of ground-bound or face down in the dirt, which means that it is time to do some upgrades. We've got another sharpshooter. Luckily, none of our elite crossbowmen got taken out. So at least there's that. We still have them on our side. I'm going to go with the veteran footmen there, and we're going to start converting them into horsemen to replace the knights that we lost. We'll turn them all into Mamluks. And how are our Huskarls? We've got 12 still. I'd like to get back up into Nord territory and maybe recruit another 20 or so of those. Get them going. 13 is a good place to start, but we could use more. Now that we've got gaps in our lines, that's what I'd like to endeavor towards. Noyan, you are up next. And we shall tell you to surrender or die. The Kyrgyz are really, really not happy with us. I'm not happy with them, though, either. They're my least favorite faction. If I had to pick a faction that I disliked the most, I don't know why. I just don't enjoy the Kyrgyz. I don't play them. I don't fight against them. They're just sort of, man, you know what I mean? Some people like their strategies, but the riding around in circles stuff, kind of kiting around, I prefer to stay away from it. I just don't find it enjoyable. It's not that I disagree with the tactic. It's just not fun for me personally. We have one outrider here. I'm going to try and block him from doing any real damage. Our horse appears to be maybe crippled. Maybe. There we go. So Etrusc Noyan is no longer in the battle, which is good because he's probably like level 35 and doing all kinds of damage to us. I think I'll command infantry forward just a smidgen to get them away from all of our archers so that they can fire a little bit better, just in case. With them, I think I'm going to have them spread out a tad so that they can fire a little bit better. And there it is. Let's start the skirmishing. We didn't get a whole lot of kills on the approach there. It appears as though they've just got a bunch of like tier 2 or tier 3 bowmen or crossbowmen. So we should be alright. Oh god! Out of nowhere! That had to have been a headshot, and the auto was always going to hurt us right here. Oh, never mind. Well, they won before the battle was even over. That's cool. I'll take it. Whatever. I'll take a victory however you can get it. There's no point complaining about something like that. Now then, we need to go back to Nara. We need to sell off some of these goods, get ourselves a little bit more cash so that we can engage with the enemy more aggressively. And our money situation's a bit low. Do they have a lot of silk here? That silk price seems a little bit low. I'll take it just so I don't have to ride around for the purpose of this episode. I know that nobody wants to see me ride in circles trying to get things sold. So I'm just going to sell things to the first place that they go. 1402, he's got 1403, I'll take it. Not to be confused with 1408, which is a terrifying hotel room that if you put your units up there, I doubt that they'll either return or want to go back if they do return. Let's get rid of some of this extra food because we do have a pretty large food supply right now. I'll try and keep the variety. There we go. Luckily we don't have to feed anybody at our garrison, so that's nice. I'm going to take a moment and rotate this all back into play. I hope you guys don't mind. Sometimes people get irked by the little organizational things that you do during an episode, and they send you angry emails calling you all kinds of nasty names that start with C and S and F and really any other letter you can think of. They get creative, believe you me. Now then, we've got a little bit more money, which buys us more time because our bills have gone up. Our bills are getting a little out of control. Let's go to our character report and talk about our future plans. This right to rule right here is what we want to focus ourselves on from here on out. We need to get this number up to about 50. I've got 15 followers, which if I send them out to declare me the king of Calradia, that means I can get 15 altogether, which puts us up to 39. That means we have to be part of at least 4 more campaigns and send out every single one of our followers to declare us king before we can declare ourselves king personally. If we can get this number up to number 50, we can pretty much swap it around so that we can debate with people and get them to join our side when we create our red faction, which is the plan for the future. I'd like to make a new Nordic army. You guys suggested that down in the comments, and I thought, that sounds nice. That sounds real nice. I'm going to go down to Kadelki. Let's grab some recruits. I'm going to have to make do with what we have for the time being. I'm going to go down to Peshmi, too. Keep an eye out for any of those pesky Kyrgyz while we're running around because they will jump us from here on out. We made ourselves a couple of enemies. I'm going to recruit the villagers. We're going to manage it. We'd also like to build a messenger post or maybe a watchtower. I think the messenger post is probably going to be the better plan. 3,800 we can afford, so we'll go with that. We've picked up a couple more recruits. We're going to get going, training them as rapidly as we can because we lost a few in that last battle. Losing 19, a little bit lame, a little bit weak. Maybe go out to Zagush, which sounds like a place that would have amazing weed. Swadia declared war against Nords. That's going to be really, really bad for Nords, as I understand it. Well, who knows? I mean, Swadia has been fighting with the Kyrgyz. Oh, they took Provin. The Nords are recovering. That's really, really cool, actually. So I may sell out again. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these guys down here, the Serenid Sultan. I don't know why I forgot their name. Sometimes it slips my mind. It's amazing the amount of focus it takes to just like talk, and then maybe I'm just dumb. That could be, maybe I lack the mental fortitude to do it. That could be the possibility, but playing games and talking at the same time with any sort of concurrent theme, you would be surprised how much like effort it takes. Let's see here. Oh, we're breaking even. I thought we were in the red right now. The loss due to tax efficiency is what I'm concerned about. Let's swing back down to our own territory and see if maybe we can elect a steward from Peshmi. The Kyrgyz have declared war against us. Yeah, I figured that. We've been causing all kinds of problems there. The question remains, though, what are they going to attack us with? I single-handedly knocked out like 8 of their armies, and their territory is so small that I don't really trust them to have anything to levy against us. Let's go talk to the guildmaster here, or the village elder, and see what he's got. He's got a fluffy hat is what he's got. I'm jealous. I don't see... We'll hire some more guys. We got 12 guys there, so we've raised 22 from our village, which is nice. Talking to random townsmen, maybe. I would swear that you could hire a steward through either your village elder or just a pop-up that you get, but whatever. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I guess it'll happen when it happens, and we'll just lose a little bit. It's only 70 dinars we're losing right now to tax inefficiency, which I would rather lose no money. Nobody ever got rich by losing money. At the same time, it's a negligible amount that doesn't really concern me that much, so... They've only got 55 right here. I'm going to besiege it. Let's go! And maybe we'll be able to take this place. Let's give it a few moments. What is this? Oh, I can't see because of all the note. Go away. Abandon the siege. I need to upgrade people. I forgot that I've got way too many tier 1 units right now. Let's turn them all into skirmishers. Ooh, I recruited Kyrgyz. Well, that's going to take us a little bit of time to recover from. We'll turn them into footmen, we'll turn them into horsemen, turn them into men-at-arms still to replenish our troops. I think we've still probably got enough Huskarls to take this place. It doesn't look like they've got it crazily covered, but let's go ahead and build a siege tower. We'll jump on into this one headlong. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. We've got them out doubled, so I would think we're going to take this thing. And once we do that, we will request that it becomes ours. I didn't know if that guy was going to attack me. You'll forgive me. I get panicky. I've got a twitchy finger when it comes to abandoning things during fast forward time. We've got 48 hours to complete the build. Let's continue. Ah, there's a big army right there. Oh, let's abandon it. Yeah, we've got to bail out. There's no way we're going to hold that fort down. So what we want to look towards now is keeping an eye on both Maliyurg and watching Peshmi, because they're both going to get hit. How do they have such a large army when... Interesting. Well, while I have no doubts that that army means well enough by chasing me around, well enough to put me in the ground, I'm going to give them a little bit of space until we have a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to stick with the Kyrgyz for right now because I don't have too much of an option. I don't have time to run around and recruit anything, so we'll leave them as super heavy cavalry, and we'll just turn them all into lancers, I guess, and we'll just kind of run the enemy over every time we get the opportunity to do so. Continue making knights. Some more sharpshooters never hurt anybody. Well, some sharpshooters definitely hurt people all the time. I really hope they don't choose to raid my land down there. They're probably going to go after Halmar, if I had to make an estimation. Let's keep a scouting look down here and just make sure. We haven't been summoned for the engagement yet, which is good. That allows us a little bit of time to make hay while the sun is shining and figure out where everything's at and what everything's doing. The Saranids are not doing incredibly well on the world map right now, and I'm the only common denominator in all of the factions that have been whacked lately, so, you know, I'm starting to think it might be my fault. There's a battle over here. Let's jump in on that. I'm gonna run down this 65 over here. While their Zerg blob is broken apart, it's always good to engage wherever you can. So let's charge the enemy with Emir Brula. That's a name that commands respect. I could see that. Brula. I'm gonna put, let's have everybody follow me at this moment. I'm gonna put archers on this hill right here since I think the battle's gonna take place in that gully right there. I'm gonna stack up the infantry for a moment. And I'm going to give the cavalry the go-ahead since that's all we have. We have loads and loads of cavalry, which is going to make this into a bit of a chaotic battle. I'm also going to make every attempt not to get hit with a crossbow bolt while I'm running around, because crossbow bolts in my face equals bad. That's a little bit of Mountain Blade math there for you. Now that everybody's gathered, I'm going to send in the infantry to help out. God, I am losing so many. I do think that Rhodoks, as they stand right now, there is a buff. If you look, the devs decided to buff the crossbowmen is what it came down to, and they gave the sharpshooters just amazing melee, because what happened in native of the original game is that Rhodoks just got steamrolled every single time. Well, I think they adjusted them a little too far in one direction as it stands right now. I'm not an expert on it, but I do think Rhodoks tears it up pretty hard as the game stands nowadays. See if I can't help out some of these cavalry that are in the back. You might think that I'm going to allow you to hit my horse in the face over and over again, my friend, but only I am allowed to hit my horse in the face, and only when nobody's looking, because I'm PR conscious. That's who I am. That's just deep down. That is who Splattercat is. Let's head on over here, kill a couple of these guys, like this guy right here. I don't like the way he looked at me. You might be saying, Splattercat, he was facing the other direction. He wasn't looking at you at all. And that's it. I'm an attention whore. He needs to be looking at me right now. We lost 4 men. So 2 knights were wounded, 4 men-at-arms were killed. A bad engagement for us for how small that was. Have we taken any captives? Ah, we took him. Good. I'm going to take him prisoner because we need the money. Ah, very good. We'll take the sergeant. I'll definitely take the advanced spearmen. I'm going to take all these units. I'm going to get rid of some of these Kyrgyz. And then we'll take a few of these crossbowmen, because I would rather have them. I don't know how to command Kyrgyz. And so with that regard, I am completely and totally ignorant as to how to use them effectively. So giving me a force that's full of them seems like a bad idea right now. I'm just going to take all the Rodox because I was going to make a recruiting run over to their area anyways, and if we can keep it how it is, save me a little bit of time. Take a bunch of prisoners, a balanced pike. Alright then. So we've managed to defeat another army. We've taken another Lord prisoner. What is that? I thought we had 2 of them, but I think I released the last one. I've forgotten already. Who do we want to go after here? I think we could conceivably run down... We're doing 5-6. We could run down just about any of these guys except for him. He's flying. He is downright coming off the ground if he had a couple of wings to apply to the cause. Or a Red Bull. One or the other. Let's help that battle out, even though it doesn't really need our help. And we'll just sound the charge. We're not even going to focus on making any type of lines or anything of that nature. We're not going to get artistic about this. We're just going to let it happen. We get 1 renown. 1 renown is better than no renown, I'll admit that freely. Kills the traitors, no quarter. These are clearly Saranid troops. And seeing as we are the Saranids, that... Oh, I swung way early on that one. God, that was embarrassing. That was just like a whiff and a miss. All these cavalry are disrupting my ability to focus on the battle, or to gain any sort of speed. I want to be going faster. I have a need for horsey speed. I love seeing that sea of green in the bottom left-hand corner. It's one of my favorite things ever. It's one of the reasons I leave the notifications on instead of turning them off. If we take a captive right here, we're in even better of a situation. Tanju? Aha, we'll take another prisoner. Leave all that stuff on the ground. We didn't take any prisoners, unfortunately, but that's okay. Depleting the enemy's forces works for me, too. I'm going to go back down to Peshmi, and I'm going to make sure that nothing gets attacked. Over here at Maliyurg, we've got a really reasonable force that I think can hold down the lines until we can reinforcement. Peshmi, however, is just filled with noobs. Loads and loads of noobs that all need to be helped at any given moment. Get a few more sharpshooters, a few more Huskarls. I'll keep converting them into horsemen for whatever reason, and then we'll just turn them into lancers. Their T4 is easy to reach. Let me look at their stats. I can't assume that these guys are any good, that you can raise them too rapidly. Level 23, bad kind of attributes. Their attributes aren't that great, but their power strike's okay. They don't have a lot of useless stats. My guess is that their power draw probably allows them to use a bow as well, which means that the key to using them in maybe siege combat, which is where I've always heard that Khergits are no good, is to allow them to hang back and clear the walls off with a bow. Get another Khergit horseman going. Those lancers, let's bring them up to the top because I want them to die first if we do get into battles. We have a lot of lords that are part of our retinue right now. Hopefully we'll get some ransom offers pretty soon. We've got an 84 attack coming in right here. That 84 versus our 99. He's got a lot of knights, he's got a lot of guards, he's got some marksmen. But I think we could play that battle to our favor, no problem. What do we have right now? 99, and how many people are wounded? That's my other question that I always have, because it says you have 99. If we mouse over, we're only missing 6. What is my HP at? 55, we're at full health. Yeah, let's go for it. This is going to be the last battle. Well, we'll do it at the beginning of the next. How about that? We'll do that at the beginning of the next. We've done a lot of battles in this episode, so I feel like we've accomplished what we need to accomplish for the day. Long-term plans, let's reiterate. I'd like to get our right to rule up a little bit higher, which means we need to survive a few more campaigns. Then we need to send all of our named guys out to proclaim us the High King of Calradia. Once we've done that, we can go to the Lords and convince them to join our side. We can make our new Nordic Red faction, and we can start sweeping the map. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Mount & Blade Warband. I hope you're still enjoying the series, and I will see you guys next time. Ooh, that was a mouthful. See you there.